Byron, your new G&L guitar showing up in a Fender box.
Hey, guitar dudes and dudettes, thanks for checking out my unboxing video. This should say not a Fender on here, obviously. If you were paying attention, saw the preview, this is a G&L guitar. But before we get to that, I wanted to let you know it's been a while, obviously, since I've made a video from here in the Under the Stairs Guitar Enclave. And many of you know that's probably because I've been working at a guitar shop for the last several weeks, months. And anyway, I wanted to let you know that gig didn't work out, and it wasn't because I didn't love it. It was really fun being around the guitars and the gear, and especially the customers. People that come into a guitar shop, you know, they're generally in a pretty good mood most of the time. Hopefully they leave in a good mood too. But, you know, that's not always the case. But anyway, it didn't have anything to do with any of that. It was the hours, man. It was a full-time position. I couldn't get him to, you know, let me just be part-time, which is what I really needed and was really looking for to start with. So it was a bit of the roll of the dice, and it just didn't work out with my family life. I wasn't seeing my kids, and my other, you know, obligations and priorities stacked up really quick. So it didn't work out. But I'm still on the lookout, and if I find another shop that looks cool to me, that's kind of better hours, be back into that. So let's forget about that for a minute. Let's talk about what's in here. So I've been looking for a single coil type guitar, but not necessarily a Stratocaster. It didn't have to be a Fender Stratocaster, okay, but something along that vein. And I thought, you know, I like stuff that's a little bit unusual or cool, and I noticed that the tribute series of the G&L guitars, because I didn't want to spend the kind of money that an American-made G&L was going to cost me, or any American-made guitar was going to cost me for that matter. Looking bargain basement, right? They had a couple of mint condition ones at a local shop that I looked at, both a S-500 and a Legacy, and played both those, but they wanted near brand new money, and it was $580 with tax out the door, and I was like, I just, not the amount of money I wanted to spend. So I started looking around on Reverb, found this one at a shop that's literally about 2.5 hours from my house. So not too bad on the shipping if it has to go back. It's a little bit of a roll of the dice. Paid $305 for the guitar, and he charged me $45 for the shipping. It's listed as very good, but I know it's a 10-year plus guitar. Looked fairly decent in the photographs, so I'm going to take his word for it that it's in very good condition. Says it plays great, and we'll take a chance on it. So let's open it up and see what we got. Got the trusty out the front knife today, and there's only tape on one end. This side's still stapled up on the box over there, so hopefully you'll be able to see it a little bit. I always am a little bit wary when guitars come in the inner box, what I consider the inner guitar box. To me, that's not how I pack a guitar when I ship it, but I know other people do it a different way, and maybe on this price range guitar, you skimp a little bit. So I'm gonna pull it out. It's just wrapped, and as you can see, there's just some newspaper, and really no packing material at all. Just a little bit of that foam, and that's it for packing material. A little bit of newspaper, if you can see that fall out. So that always makes me like, eh. I understand shipping wasn't more, but surely you got packing material laying around the shop. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh wow, I like the woodwork on the fretboard right away. So it's kind of got like a figured maple fretboard on it. This stuff's sometimes hard to get off. Come on out of there. Let's see what we got. I like this color scheme. I really, the ones that I were looking for, I was all looking for guitars that had a maple neck. I really wanted the maple neck. Quite a few of the G&L Indonesian-made guitars or overseas-made guitars have like a mahogany or reasonable facsimile of mahogany. Looks like there's something on here. What's this say? Oh, whammy bar. Okay, whammy bar. Cool. Because a lot of times you don't get that, and I did notice that in the advertisements online it did have it. So let's take a look at it. Well, right off the bat, I can see there's a crack right here in the finish. Pots feel pretty good. That one's loose. Switch works good. Now this switch right here, changes what this switch does. That's part of the S-500, which is what this is. It's a tribute S-500, so it's basically a copy of the California-made S-500, which was what I was looking for. It's got the same style bridge as the California-made. It's got the exact same American-made pickups. So let's see. Ooh, wow. I don't know, because this is a black guitar, if you can see that or not, but there's a pretty big chunk out of it. Maybe I'll bring that over there and you can you see the chunk? I didn't see the chunk in the photographs. No chunk was shown or mentioned in the advertisement. So I don't know if that's a deal killer or not. That's obviously why this crack is here. Let's look at the rest of the guitar, see if it's pretty clean on the back. So obviously it looks like it's been dropped. Somebody's dropped it and tried to patch it up. I like the neck. I don't know if you can see the neck, but it's got like a really super light satin finish. I was kind of hoping it'd have more of a neck finish like this EVH. The newer ones seem to have a lot more gloss. Maybe some light sandpaper on this. There's a little doink in the neck right here, but it's not in a spot where it would bother you. A couple tiny little places there, but the neck looks pretty good. It needs a little bit of relief. Looks like it's got like brand new strings on it. They look brand new. They're clean anyway. So I guess the next thing to do is figure out if that's loose. So make sure it works, and then I got to decide if I consider that very good condition for what I paid for the guitar, or do I eat the shipping and send it back. It may not matter that too much to me. It's going to depend on what it sounds like. So I guess next step is tune it up and check it out and see if I like it or not, and we will make a decision after that. So stand by, we'll come at you with that next. Cool, rock on. Hey, I'm going to move upstairs to a place where I got a table and a little bit better light, so be able to check out the condition of this guitar a little bit better close up. So let's go take a look. Head on up the stairs. Hey, Sarge, you want in there? Yep. Alright, I'm going on up here. You guys can check out my my yard that needs more leaves picked up already, but you can see it's fall at our house. Pool guys coming this week to shut it down for the season. Bummer. But over here is what we're really talking about today. So moved it up here, cleaned it up a little bit. I really like this stuff. I don't know if you guys ever try it. Music Nomad. It's an all-in-one cleaner. I've got the Gobi Labs too, but I like the shine this thing leaves behind better. So anyway, I tried every angle. There's no way you can really see the crack. There's a crack here, I swear, and it runs from right here all the way down. But maybe you can just see it right there with the reflection of the light above it. I don't know. This is the tribute bridge to the dual fulcrum bridge that comes on the American-made G&Ls. As far as I can tell, spec-wise, it's exactly the same thing. So I suspect it's just different materials. This pot right here, loose, but seems to work okay. So this is the auxiliary switch, I guess you would call it. So basically the way this works is, in one position you've got your standard switching like you would have on any other Strat with 5 positions, right? When you engage this switch, it turns this low position into the bridge and the neck pickups. And then if you move this up 1 notch, then you get all 3 of the pickups. And then in the center position, you just get the center pickup. So kind of an interesting thing. It'll be kind of cool to have all 3 pickups, or the 2 top and bottom, which is, I guess, you know, that's the whole point.
Also, these tone knobs, this is the volume, but the tone knobs are not really listed as tone knobs. So this is called the treble cut, and this is called the bass cut. And we'll have to play around with those and see exactly what they do to the tone of the guitar, like that. So you can tell by looking at this guitar, even if you just look at the pick guard, it really doesn't appear that it's been played very much. You know, I mentioned earlier there was nice figuring in the maple top, on top of the maple neck. It's not one piece. It's definitely an inlay or a second piece of maple that's laid on top. But it's figured, and geez, you know, I tried to go, you know, over all the frets. I don't see any serious fret wear of any kind. This is the Tribute S-500 model there, as you can see, right? It's got the nice tuners on it. They seem to work fine. They're not loose. They're good and tight. So the top of the neck is in pretty good shape, and the top of the guitar is in pretty good shape. So the question marks are on this side of the guitar. Now you can probably see what I'm calling the chunk. Pretty good chunk. And not a very good job fixing the chunk. So I don't know. You're not going to really see that, and I don't know how much I care about it, to be honest with you. If I can get that potentiometer tightened up and everything works fine electronically. But, you know, like I said, tiny little mark on the back. But, you know, this guitar is 13 years old. From what I can tell by this serial number, it's a 2005, and I believe that means that it was made in Korea rather than Indonesia. I think G&L made their guitars in 2005 in Indonesia, or in Korea rather, South Korea. I can't confirm that just yet, but that's, from what I've been researching, that's what I can find out. So a couple little doinks in the neck, little tiny spot right there, little tiny spot right there, and the worst one's right here, but that's in a spot where I don't even notice it. These two look worse than they are. I think there's like just dirt down in there. Probably a little bit of filler, and I might sand off this little bit of satin finish on here anyway and be done with it. There's also some marks right here in this area. You can see them. So I don't know what that's all about, but obviously I think the guitar has been played little and knocked around a lot is what it appears. So next, we'll take it downstairs and plug it in to the little katana and see what it sounds like. Oh, one other thing. This cracks me up, right? I don't know if maybe Leo had some size issues going on mentally, because that, my friends, is a whopper of a tremolo arm. That's a big sucker right there, man. Was not expecting that. That's a big dude. So anyway, we'll try it out, see what it sounds like, and I guess we'll decide if we're keeping it from there. Peace out.